마기 할멈 죽이러 가볼까요?
고고고.
어디로 갔지?
와 대박. 짤표 하나 하고 갑니다잉.
레이디 버스트.
레이디 버스트.
그걸 레이디가
오오오 길 밥 달래.
아이
My
착해.
condition likes being ignored as little as I do.
알았어.
I must consume
언제 이렇게
another artifact.
뿌띠뽀작해졌냐 걔.
And soon.
개꾸 개꾸.
Thank you.
심장 위치 아닌가요 저기?
맞아요.
옴뇸뇸.
Good gods, it hardly has any effect. Oh, Mister, have mercy on us all. Listen, I need to speak to you, to all of
이제
you.
파랑이 달라는 거
It would be
아니야?
unconscionable of me to remain silent.
좋은 소식이 할 거야. 너한테 쓰는 이 벌써 장난이 아니라고.
맞아. 지갑 사정 안 좋아 지금.
The waste it might have been. You have to know who I was.
와.
You have to know who I really
너
am.
누군데?
What I am is a walking shadow of the promise
뭐야,
I once
walking
held.
shadow가?
I'm what one might call a wizard prodigy. Who from an early age could not only control the weave but
weave가
compose it,
뭐야?
much like a
약간 만화
musician
같은
or a
개념인가?
poet. Such was my skill that it earned me the attention of the mother of magic herself, the lady of mysteries, the goddess Mystra. She revealed herself to me and she became my teacher. In time she became my muse, and later even my lover.
와.
여신하고 사랑에 빠졌단 말이야?
Oh yes, we enjoyed each other's company, body, mind, and soul.
오 마이 갓.
But
욕심쟁이.
even so, I desired more.
이렇게 욕심부리다가
See, no
인생
matter how
망치더라.
powerful a wizard we mortals can become, we never scratch more than the surface of the weave. Mystra keeps us in check. There are boundaries she doesn't let us cross. Yet every time I was with her, I stood on the precipice, gazing into the wonders that lay beyond. I sought to cross her
오 마이
boundaries.
갓.
오 마이 갓.
그 경계를 어떻게 넘을 건데?
I tried to convince her. I pouted. I pleaded.
아 역시 연하남은
Swore my
귀엽네.
ambition was only to serve her better.
저기요.
She only smiled and told me to be contented.
아니 삐졌대잖아요.
Inconceivable as it seems to me now, I shared a bed with a goddess, yet I wasn't satisfied.
그니까.
So I sought to prove myself worthy to her instead.
여신한테선
We
삐질
come
수도
now to
있죠.
the crux of my folly. Shall I share the story behind it, or would you rather head straight to its sordid finale?
모든 이야기 알고 싶어.
야, 뭐 난 필요 없는데 다 얘기해봐.
Very well.
뭘좀잘 들어.
Here goes. Once upon a very
야,
long
아, 너무
time
옛날이잖아.
lived in a tower. Tower, to be precise. I'll save his history for another time. But the
아, 이
gist of
설명충
it
코난
is that he
어떡하죠?
sought to usurp the
너무
goddess of
옛날인데?
magic so that he could become a god
어머.
himself. And he almost managed, but not quite. Tyre Empire, Netheril, came crashing down around him as
설마
he turned to
군주랑
stone.
손잡은겨?
The magic that was unleashed that day was phenomenal, roiling like the prime chaos that outdates creation. Even the weave itself could not withstand the onslaught. It fractured, then shattered, and
Wow.
all magic was lost to the mortal realms until the day Mystra returned. She restored the weave,
아, 얘를 구출해주는 게
reuniting all
아니었어.
its scattered shards.
그 손을
Or so I
잘랐어야
thought,
되는데.
Until, in the course of my studies, I learned of a book, a Netherese tome in
설마
which a
그걸
piece
찾으러
of the
간겨?
fractured weave had been sealed beyond her
두둥탁.
reach. What if, I thought, what if,
아.
after all this time, I could
그래서
return this lost part of
그
herself
너머를 향해
to the
가려고
goddess?
했구나.
그래서 어떻게 됐는데?
The answer was to try. The outcome was to fail. I was certain that this deed of raw power, draped in romance, would convince Mystra to take me by the hand and welcome me into her hitherto forbidden domains.
쩝바리.
I was mistaken.
버려졌다.
I obtained the fabled book and took it into my study. As for what happened next, here, place your hand over my heart. Let me show you.
어.
사랑 고백.
뭘 넣어야 이
엄마.
You feel the
유감권.
quiver as you realize Gale is letting you in into the dark.
뭐야?
You see through Gale's eyes, staring down the corridors of a dread memory.
둘이 치정국한다. 치정국.
Bound and suddenly opened.
지금 공공장소에서 뭐 하시는 거예요?
Only a swirling mass of blackest weave that pounces.
이거 나니까 이렇게 가슴에 손댈 수 있지. 세입지였으면 똥 묻어서 치우라고 했을걸.
Part of you. And God says it ever hungry.
아, 그 위브가 얘 몸에 들어왔어.
이거 나한테 왜 보여주는 거임?
I'm sorry, but I had to. After all, this is only the beginning.
물음표?
죽어? 아니구나.
This Netherese
아니
blight,
뽀뽀할
this
눈이야 이게?
orb, for lack of a better word, is balled up inside my chest, and it needs to be fed.
아하.
결론은 몸속에 괴물이 있어서 괴물한테 이제 그 유물을 줘야 된다는 거 아니야.
맞아.
Were it ever to fully destabilize,
설명 더럽게 기네.
우리가 더럽게 긴 걸로 선택했잖아.
너 죽는 거야?
rather worse, actually. I will erupt.
어?
I don't know the exact magnitude of the
눈
eruption, but
커진 거
given my
봐.
studies of Netherese magic, I'd say even a fragment as small as the one I carry, it'd level a city the size of Waterdeep.
와, 핵폭탄이네.
야, 널 믿었는데 진작 말했어야지.
I know. All of this, it must feel like a betrayal. Say the word, and
또
we'll
맘에도
part
없는
ways.
소리 한다.
고민되는데요?
같이 가.
헤어지면 넌 어디로 갈 건데?
Once I'd step out of the protective aura of the artifact, it wouldn't be long before the absolute overtakes me. I'd never let that happen, so I'd aim for a swift end. I would consume some midnight tears and venture as deep into the Underdark as I possibly could, till they cloud my eyes forever. With a bit of luck, I'd manage to make it to a mind flare colony, so that when the orb erupts, one loud, last song of vengeance would reverberate through the dark. Wouldn't be a heroic end, but coarsely poetic enough in its justice.
자폭하겠다. 네 빤스만 남겨놓고 다 양지 두고 가라. 여기까지 왔잖아. 같이 가자.
That is a great relief. Oh, a great relief indeed. Truly are a soul that steals my own. From all my new rallied heart, I thank you all. I understand if you stand against me. I'm humbled if you stand with me.
야, 안 버리겠다니까 미소 짓는
Either
거
way,
봐요.
I will do my
이거
best
마음에 안 드는데요?
not to let you
아니
down.
그럼 울어요?
I stand at a precipice.
화냅니까? 당연히 미소
But if you
짓죠.
do not give up hope,
아니,
neither
그냥-
shall I.
우리 파티에
I'll
핵폭탄으로
resist
데리고
as
다니는 건
long as I
어때?
can. Now, even I am tired of the sound of my own voice. Let us venture forth.
나 힘들게 키워놨는데 괴물이었다니.
You are as thick as they come, sweetness. This is
더 이상
my
할머니가
personal
아닌데요?
playhouse, and you don't have an invite. Get out!
싫어. 우리 좀 더 놀다 갈까 하는데.
Has that wriggler eaten your brain already? Leave, or you'll end up in tonight's stew. It'll go nicely with Marina. She's already marinating.
내 이럴 줄 알았어.
어딨어?
와, 세상에 이거 봐, 이거 봐.
My darling mackerel.
머리를 왜 주워요? 머리를 왜 주워요?
와, 머리 잘려 있던 거 아니었어?
아니 그니까 잘려 있는 거랑 뭔 상관?
You feel crushing waves of fear as the presence within the door recoils. Can't let people through. Not again.
잔말 말고 문 열어!
신랑이 할 시간이 없어. 마귀 할멈을 죽이러 왔다고.
A scene appears in your mind. Two paladins and a cleric marching through the door.
와.
Shrouded in the glow of the divine.
얘 내가 머리
Weapons
주운 애 아니야?
brandished, They charge into the hag's lair. Screams of terror pierce the air.
엄마.
You let them in? Naughty. That's a decade for each. You're mine for 30 more years, Petal.
문을 안 열어주면 마귀 할멈한테 혼날 걱정도 못하게 될 줄 알아.
The door twitches,
어머나.
but stays firm. Its form flickers, and you
하하하.
realize that the door is
용.
transparent.
마귀 할멈을 죽여서 널 풀어줄게.
2만 나오면 된다, 2.
설마 또 1이 나오겠어? 아야!